I touched on mindfulness there, and it's another theory that it's really important to bear in mind. Not everyone is going to jump into a first person shooter game and immediately have amazing movement, amazing accuracy, or know every map or every weapon that you can use in that game. A lot of times I'll find it takes me an hour or two once I get online to actually start getting up to par, getting my movement right, getting my head on straight, and getting my aiming on par. When I'm trying to get up to that good point or that sweet spot, I find it can be more frustrating than anything else to try and just hammer away at that general assault class, because that's so reliant on all of those elements coming together. What I will do though is try and change it up. If I find my accuracy isn't on par, I'll switch over to like a shield class, which means I can hang back and move my own pace. My accuracy really isn't that essential to my gameplay or to me being a good team member or useful or effective. You'll find that you'll end up doing a lot better when you're aware of how you're playing. If you're rushing in and you're taking corners too fast, you're not playing and you're not peeking, then you're going to get killed an awful lot, you're going to have a very frustrating time, and you're not going to give the game a fair chance. If you're aware of how you're playing in that given that time, that moment, then you can pick a class that maybe suits that a little bit better. If you find that you're running in, you're getting killed an awful lot, you're getting a bit too gung-ho, try and switch it up, change onto a sniper class, somewhere that you can actually sit back, relax, take your time. You mightn't be the most useful person on the field, but you will get yourself a little bit of enjoyment and get your aim up to par in a comfortable pace. It might take an hour, 2 hours maybe, but you'll find that you'll warm up an awful lot quicker when you're having a better time at doing it. Now you can still be an effective team member using different classes other than your general assault class, but the key is to get yourself up to that level where your aim is on par, your movement's on par, weapon knowledge and your situational awareness is good. Try and do that in the best way possible, and for me I find it's when I'm having fun, getting kills, being an effective team member. Try it, you might see some good results. Another point to bear in mind will be your environmental awareness. Now, this is very important on games that have destructibility, which is an awful lot of first person shooters these days. So let's get straight into it. Environmental awareness, it's very, very important. You'll see here, for example, this is an entryway into this map. Now, there's light coming from behind and streaming in. Now, what happens if I break that line of sight? You're going to start to see shadows will come through for the enemy players on the ground. That will actually give you a huge indicator. If you're defending on this, you'll see here, you're going to see that shadow come in right down there. You're going to get advanced knowledge that an enemy is coming through that doorway without having to do anything other than just look at the ground. That's still within your line of sight, so in theory if someone walked in front of me right now, they're pretty much dead. I mean, that's lethal. It's just little things like that that you're going to want to keep in mind. So here, for example, we've blown out a wall. Now, if I was attacking and approaching this section, I'm not aware of that. That wall should still be there. However, if I turn it, now potentially someone is in that second room and they have a really long line of sight of me and I've got a shotgun. I'm not effective anymore. Where before I thought I was, I'm no longer going to be able to secure that kill. So it's worth bearing in mind, if you can hear things, if you can see things, if you have teammates playing with you, call out the environmental things that come on. Aspects like this. That is a hazard to you if you're attacking because you can no longer walk across that and take shots. If you're defending, it's a potential way out of a bad situation. You can drop down and get a flank off. Keep in mind everything that's happening around you and around the map. It's going to help you stay alive an awful lot longer, and your situational awareness is absolutely key. There are going to be indicators in every game, like the sound of people running on carpet here. You can hear this as I move across. It's really going to change as you move across paper, and as you move into like metal surfaces or climb up ladders. That sound is going to change. You can hear enemies coming at you, and you can hear the sounds of their footsteps as well is going to change. So if you know upstairs here is all metal, then you know someone is above you at the very least, and that's going to put you at an advantage. You know the entranceway is here, and another one down here. It's going to keep you alive, and that's the whole name of the game. The longer you're alive, the longer you're in a firefight. So know what the map is doing at any one time, and teammates will certainly help you out with this. This point is about weapon choice. Weapon choice is very, very important in FPS games. You'll find that you can try and shoehorn in a weapon choice to a specific map, and it may work, but not to the best of your abilities. In this case, we've got house here. Now, do I want to go with a really long range sniper rifle, or do I want to try something a little more short range, like with buck shotgun? Probably not. It's going to be very close quarters, so let's try and take something that's going to suit that well. You could try, say, Twitch's F2. It's a very, very short range assault rifle because it's got a really high recoil, but it's also got an equally high rate of fire, which means that you can get into situations inside the house that's going to allow you to get the advantage on the enemy. Ideally, an SMG is what you want inside a very small quarters map like this. The engagement ranges are generally very short. You'll find here the room size maybe 6 to 7 meters. That's one of the largest room sizes you're going to find inside this house. So you could go full shotgun, which is fine, but you're kind of going to be at a disadvantage in terms of headshot multipliers and things like that. An SMG is probably going to be one of your better choices here. The map choice is going to change depending on the type of gameplay that you're going to be looking for. So for example, you could go with a sniper rifle here, but it's going to dictate what you can and can't do on the map. If you have a sniper rifle, you're probably better off stay outside the map, which means your lines of sight are going to be really restricted. Let me show you here. So if we go inside the house, we have our F2 on at the moment, call it mass. Straight away, our engagement distances are really, really short. And look at this rate of fire. You're going to absolutely decimate someone if they walk through that doorway very, very quickly. Now the joy of the F2 in this particular case is that it can handle sort of longer engagement distances, that's maybe 10-15 meters. The recoil becomes really pronounced at that distance though. It's still usable, but not to the best of abilities. Its best of abilities is like here in that 5, 6, maybe 7 meter range. So this would make it one of the ideal guns for this map. A shotgun will kind of start to be outclassed at that distance, you'll see there, whereas the F2 is right at home in it. Now that's again just up to map knowledge. You know the room sizes, you know the engagement distances. This is one of those odd corridors in here where it's longer than normal, so if you're a sniper rifle user, like lads, you're kind of restricted to hanging outside there, or maybe even here, but even that's pushing it a little bit. So the F2 will be my recommendation for a map like this. And again, it's just all about picking the weapon for the map that you're on. On a map with longer sight lines, it would be perfectly okay to use glass, or an assault rifle like the 417, something with a longer reach on it. But you're going to sacrifice some benefits that you're going to see inside the house here, like your rate of fire and a nice quick reload. You're going to have to give those up if you want those longer range weapons. It's not needed in this house, so you don't need something that's got crazy good accuracy at really long range. You can always mitigate that in a weapon by burst firing, but you're going to put yourself at a disadvantage when you do that. So try and customize your loadout to the map that you're playing on. If you know it's a close quarters map, try an SMG. Long range map, try a sniper rifle or a mid to long range assault rifle. You'll find you get much better results. Sure, you won't use your favorite gun all of the time, but you'll end up finding that you'll have a much better grasp of all the weapons in the game if you're tailoring yourself to the situation that comes up. One of the last points I want to go into is called lines of sight. So what this means essentially are the areas where someone can see you and you can see them, and of course that means bullets can be thrown in between the two of you. That's not rocket science. When you're pieing and peeking a corner, you can see here your lines of sight change dramatically. So right there it's maybe about 1-2 meters, extending out 3-4-5, and then straight away it goes into a 10 meter engagement. Those are your lines of sight. So directly in front of you and where an enemy could possibly see you from. What you want to try and do is be aware of the lines of sight on any given map. Now an awful lot of this is dependent on your map knowledge. That will come with time, don't worry. Everyone has that feeling when they jump into an FPS first. You don't know any part of the map that's a high traffic area or a low traffic area, or where there are entrances and exits. So bear in mind your lines of sight. Once you do have that map knowledge, it's going to be very important. We talked about this when we had our weapon platform choice. So right here, I'm going to pulse a shotgun. I know my effective range is within 0 to 5, maybe 6 meters. So here's all good, here's good, and now I'm starting to push it. I knew that line of sight was coming up. And like I talked about with the environmental awareness, let's go ahead and take down a wall here. Okay, here are my lines of sight. It's all pretty good here. I can take out anyone with confidence in that area. Again, it's pushing it a little bit, but now we've got a far larger line of sight through here. This is where we start to run into problems. We know we can't take people effectively at that distance, so if we come around that corner now, ooh, we start to run into serious trouble. So lines of sight is a dynamic thing. It can change from moment to moment, and if your environmental and situational awareness is up to par, you're going to be able to react to that with confidence. In this case, we could choose to go upstairs and shorten our lines of sight significantly here. It's all broken up into small, tight, close quarters. And again, if you know the weapon system that you're running, in this case the shotgun, you've now changed the game and stacked the favour in your hand. We can come down and flank from behind. Again, this is all really short engagement distances. It's about knowing the map an awful lot, so it's not going to be super expected of you straight away. But bear in mind your lines of sight, they're incredibly important. It's literally the difference between an enemy seeing you first and you seeing an enemy first. So remember to peek your corners, keep your environmental awareness, and the lines of sight will come naturally from that over time. The whole theory behind this basically, as you walk into any corner, imagine it from the top down, circle around every single corner.